It is a windy day today. The trees are blowing and everything is rather chaotic in the garden at the moment. You might be able to see it right now on your screen. Here we go. Yes, we are back together again. It's very nice to be here once more. And we are live. Yes, it is English Addict Extra. A little bit extra for your week. And here I am in my third week of getting fit. How well am I doing? Find out a little bit later on. Yes, we are coming to you live from the birthplace of the English language, which just happens to be England. Da, 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 da. Did you enjoy that? See, that was supposed to be a piece of music playing, but I knew I would have a problem because today it's happened again. My computer is once more being a real pain in the neck. I will be honest with you. I'm having a lot of problems with my computer. I don't know why, because it's been working so well over the past few days. And then suddenly it stopped working. And this morning, and also, can I just add, last night as well, I spent hours last night trying to fix the problem, but it would appear that the problem is still there. It's not very good. So I'm just going to see. Let's. Oh yes, I think that might solve that problem. So I wonder if I do this. Welcome. We are back together again, live from the birthplace of English, which just happens to be England. We've got it. You know, sometimes if you don't get it right the first time, try again, try again, try again. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope you're feeling good today. I have a slight sore throat. I don't know why. But I'm here anyway. I suppose I could have stayed in bed this morning. I could have said to myself, I'm too ill, I'm too sick to do my live stream. But here I am anyway. It's only a sore throat. Don't worry. I think over the past few days I've been using my voice too much. So I might not talk very much today. I might just put videos on and sit here and watch my live stream with you. Here we go then. Yes, my name is Duncan. I talk about English. I've been doing this for a long time. How long have I been doing this for? Let's just say I've been doing this longer than many of the social media sites that we all know and love existed. So before they even became real or were created, we are talking Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I've been asked if I have a TikTok. Do I have a TikTok? No, I don't. Not at the moment. I don't know why, but I noticed this week Dolly Parton, that well-known country and western singer, has made her first TikTok video, as if that is some sort of achievement. So there is the world we are living in right now. Yes, I've been doing this for nearly 15 years. In fact, next month it will be my 15th anniversary at the end of October. And as you know, we are about to say goodbye to September. And I guess the big question is, what am I doing for the month of October? Is there anything special coming? find out. Find out what will be happening next month as I prepare to celebrate my 15 years on YouTube. Wow. Have you had enough of me? Because I can go. Is that enough? 15 years? Can I quit? Can I finish? Can I end? Is it okay? At the end of October, can I go and do something else? Maybe take up fishing or a new hobby? We will see what happens. Anyway, that's what I do. I talk about English. I am a bit of an English addict. You might say that, you see. You might say that I am keen on the English language, and I have a feeling that you might be as well. Hello to the live chat. Nice to see you here. I will be talking to you in a moment. But of course, yes, we have made it to the middle of another week and almost the end of another month. September is coming to an end. Yes, it's Wednesday. We are back on Wednesday. I hope your week has been good. It's been a crazy week here. Have you been watching the news from England as we all go completely crazy here in England? People are going mad because they can't get their petrol to drive their cars. Fortunately for Mr. Steve and myself, we haven't really been anywhere. Even though next weekend Mr. Steve is going somewhere on Saturday, but he has enough petrol in his car. So he doesn't need to put any petrol in the car at all, which is good news, really, when you think about it. So we have been going a little bit crazy over petrol. People cannot fill their cars, although there are some people who are feeling very smug and very happy at the moment. People with electric cars. They're just driving around with a big smile on their face because they don't have to worry about it. They have electric cars, you see, so they can drive around as much as they want. They don't have to go to the petrol station or to the filling station, which is nice, really. Hello to the live chat. Oh, hello, live chat. Nice to see you here as well. Nice to see you back. We have, very interesting. I'm just checking to see who is first on today's live chat, and it would appear to be Vitas. Congratulations, you are the king of the super chat finger clicking contest. Sadly, there is no reward or prize, but congratulations anyway. I went to the dentist last week. For those who know me well, you will know that I do not like going to the dentist. I haven't been for a long time for various reasons. Most of all, the fact that most dentists were actually closed during the lockdown, so no one could go to the dentist, in fact. And I went last Tuesday really worried because I knew I hadn't been for a long time. I knew I hadn't been to the dentist for many, many months. So I went last week, had a checkup, and yes, I do need a little bit of treatment. Nothing too serious, though, nothing too drastic, but I will have to go for some more treatment. I think it's just a little bit of a clean, to be honest. You know what it's like. Sometimes your teeth can become a little I want to say dirty, but I don't mean dirty. I suppose the word is stained, especially if you drink coffee sometimes. And perhaps now and again you forget to clean your teeth as well. I think we are all guilty of doing that. We can't remember these things all the time, especially when your life is as hectic as mine. So I went to the dentist. Everything is all right, even though the dentist did say something very interesting to me. He said, "You have a very unusual habit." I don't know how he knew that from looking at my teeth, but he said I have a very unusual habit. He asked me if I knew that I often bite down very heavily on my teeth. We can also say grit your teeth as well. You might grit your teeth like this. So you close your mouth and you bite down on your teeth. And apparently this is something that I'm doing all the time and I don't even realize it. Sometimes people will bite down on their teeth if they are feeling stressed or unhappy. So I don't know. I was very surprised. So he said there are some strange marks on your gums which show that you spend a lot of your time biting down heavily. You bite down. So that's an interesting thing. I did not know that about myself. It is strange sometimes. You can do things without realizing it. So I wasn't even aware that I was doing that. But the dentist told me last week that apparently I do bite down quite a lot with my teeth. And I grit them. I grit my teeth. Sometimes you will grit your teeth if you are trying not to lose your temper. We often say a person will grit their teeth. You bite down. So I'm going to try and stop it. I'm going to try and stop biting down with my teeth. I don't know why. I don't know why I do it. I'm not stressed. I know that. Hello to the live chat. We have Sandra. Hello, Sandra. Mosen is here. Hello to you, Palmyra. Claudia. Oh, hello, Claudia. Of course, you are here because you are a dentist. And I'm talking about my teeth at the moment. But the strange thing is, Claudia needed some treatment on her teeth. Is that true? Isn't that interesting? You never really think of that, do you? You never really think of the dentist going to the dentist. It's a bit like a doctor. You never think of a doctor going to the doctor. It's a very unusual thing, isn't it? So a person who does something, a specialised job, you never think about them actually going to someone else for the same treatment or for the same advice as they give. Can a psychiatrist go to a psychiatrist? So if you are a person who deals with people's emotional problems and you have your own emotional problems, where do you go? What happens if you are a psychiatrist and you need to go to a psychiatrist? How does that work? But thank you, Claudia. I hope your teeth will be better soon, and I hope mine will be okay as well. The other thing I get sometimes in my teeth, I sometimes get a little bit of sensitivity as well. My teeth sometimes feel a little sensitive, especially if I've been eating certain types of food. So certain types of food might make your teeth sensitive. So what happens? What happens if you are a doctor in a specialized area or field and you need treatment? Where do you go? Maybe you could talk to yourself in the mirror. It works, by the way, as long as you don't start answering yourself back. Hello, Anastasia. Hello, Carla. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I very much like your videos. Thank you for your time and your kindness. Thank you, Carla. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you very much. We also have Luis Mendez is here today. Hello. Oh, my nephew and his wife are now on holiday in your beautiful island. Oh, I think this is for Anna. Oh, okay. Camara de Lobos. I have a feeling that might be a place. Oh, have you seen the volcano this week? And for the past couple of weeks? Las Palmas. Have you seen it? It's incredible. I've never seen such amazing but also distressing pictures of a natural event. It's been a long time since I've seen anything like that, to be honest. Hello also to, we have Flower. Hello, Flower. Espoir. Nice to see you back as well. During the week, yes, I do normally have 2 live streams during the week. On Wednesday, like today, and also on Sunday as well from 2 p.m. UK time. Hello to Trung. Oh, hello, Trung. I am asking you a question. That's okay. You can ask me a question. As long as it's not too personal. Are you or have you ever thought about going back to making regular edited videos instead of live streaming? Or maybe you can do them simultaneously. Here's the thing that I'm going to talk about. Making a video lesson takes a lot of time. So if I'm doing my live streams twice a week, I also need that time to make my video lessons, because filming, preparing, editing, and then posting videos to YouTube, it all takes a lot of time and effort and mental energy, which, to be honest with you, sometimes I don't have much of. I don't have much mental energy sometimes. So that's it, you see. I will try my best to make some more edited lessons. So I might make some in October. That's one of the things that's in the back of my mind. But because of time, and of course other things are happening in my life as well, away from YouTube, that I have to deal with. So yes, it's chaotic sometimes, but I would love to do more recorded lessons, and I suppose not too long either, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. But of course, one of the big complaints I get is that my I'm just reading some of the comments here. Very interesting. Oh, really? Oh. The only problem is my live streams sometimes are long, but I do that for a reason, and that gives everyone a chance to join in during the live stream. I still get complaints from some people asking why my live stream is always finishing when they join. I can't do anything about that. So from 2 p.m. UK time is when my live streams begin. And if you join then, you will be able to enjoy all of the live chat. And of course, you can share your love of English with everyone on the live chat as well. I think that TikTok would be very suitable for you, Mr. Duncan. Thank you, Vittoria, and also Mayori, for your suggestion. I'm not sure, you see. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I belong on some of these social media sites. I did join Instagram a while ago, and I don't think I belong there. Because when I look at other people on Instagram, they all seem to be young, good-looking, and quite often they don't seem to be wearing much clothing, or they are showing a certain part of their body, normally their bum. So I don't know. I might join TikTok, but at the moment, it's not looking very likely. Hello, Beatrice. Nice to see you here as well. Hello to Ariful Hassan. Yes, you are right, Mr. Duncan. Record for 10 or 15 minutes and edit it for more than 1 hour. Yes. Oh, I see you are making your own video lessons. I see. Very nice. Very good. But it is very time consuming. If you edit one lesson, sometimes it can take you a couple of days. So I'm sure you've seen some of my very long videos that I've made, normally around 20 minutes. And quite often I'm going outside or walking around or explaining things in different places. And I love to put a lot of time and effort into my videos. I don't like to rush them. So sometimes just one video can take 4 or 5 days to prepare and make and edit and finish. So it can take a long time to make one video lesson. Thank you very much. Mr. Duncan, move to Twitch. Sandra, hello Sandra. Now, I still think that Twitch is also a place that I don't belong. Because, first of all, I'm older than most people on there. And also most people on Twitch seem to be gamers. They play video games. And as you know, I don't play video games. I'm not a gamer. I don't play video games. I don't know. I can't even name any video games that are out at the moment. The only one I can think of is one called Far Cry. Is that right? Have I said it right? Far Cry? It has that guy from Breaking Bad, you see. So the only reason why I know that is because that guy from Breaking Bad is featured in the video game. So that's the only reason why I know that. I'm not an expert on video games at all. Oh, I forgot, Mr. Duncan, you can also utilize YouTube Shorts. So these are short videos that you can make, and maybe they are just a minute or maybe 2 or 3 minutes long. Very similar to TikTok, in fact, and also Snapchat. So I have noticed over the years that YouTube quite often will take one person's idea and then they will turn it into their own. So I have noticed over the years that YouTube has tried to change the way they do things by introducing new features. And I think YouTube Short Stories is the latest one. Mr. Duncan, you've got it right. It is called Far Cry. Well, in fact, I think there is a new one, Far Cry 2. Is that right? Am I right? Am I doing it? Am I being a computer person? Am I a gamer now? Does that mean I can play computer games now? Hello, Gavin Murray. Hello, Gavin Murray. I like your name. It sounds nice when you're actually saying it. Gavin Murray. I like that. Hello also to Monicia. Nice to see you here as well. In a moment, we are taking a break. Today we are talking about something that may or may not make you a little excited, perhaps. We are talking about controversy. And I suppose it's a word that a lot of people are using at the moment because there seems to be a lot of things that people are not happy about, including here in the UK, but also quite possibly where you are as well. People are arguing. They find subjects. They have discussions, and sometimes those discussions can turn into arguments or fights. Controversy or controversy is something we are talking about a little bit later on. And of course, you are more than welcome to join in on the live chat as well. A short break and we can get a drink, have a cup of coffee maybe, something nice, a light refreshment. We are going to have a look at one of my full English lessons, and then we will be back with lots of chit-chat, lots of discussion about today's subject, which is controversy. It's funny how some English phrases have more than one use. Here is a good example of this occurrence. The phrase take off can be used in many ways. You can take off something, as in removing it. To peel off something or to remove one thing from another is to take off. You can take off the paint from an object, such as a door or wall. You can take off your clothes. To remove something is to take off. To mimic or impersonate someone is to take off. To copy the mannerisms of a person, such as their movements and voice, is to take off. His takeoff of Elvis Presley was really convincing. To delete something from a list, you will need to take off that item. I had to take off the names of the absent students. To lift off from the ground in an aircraft is to take off. You take off in an aeroplane. The plane is ready to leave the ground. Can you please tell the passengers to prepare for takeoff? There is also take down, which describes the action of making a written record of something. I will need to take down your name and address. Take down can also mean dismantle. To slowly break something apart with care is to take down something. We will have to take down the tent tomorrow when the wind is not so strong. To destroy a person's reputation with criticism can be described as a takedown. You defeat someone by criticizing them. A website that is removed from the internet is a takedown. The owners of the website were given a takedown notice by the government. Even the word take can be used in many ways. To steal something is take. The way you view something is take. What is your take on the situation in Syria? To film a sequence that has been prepared in advance is a take. You might have to do many takes of something before you get it right. Let's go again with another take. I hope we get it right this time. To transport something from one place to another is also take. You can take a person to the airport in your car. You can take some clothes out of the wardrobe. To take in is to give a home to someone. You might take in a homeless person during the winter months. To relax or consider something for a while or to process something is to take time. It will take time for you to recover from your injuries. There are so many uses of the word take. It's true. You can take my word for it. It's time now to take a look at another buzzword. A buzzword is a phrase or sentence that is popular during a certain period of time, or is commonly used in general. Today's buzzword is controversy or controversy. The word controversy is a noun which means a row in response or a negative reaction to something. A strong reaction to something such as someone's personal opinion or a provocative action. His words caused controversy throughout the world. You can create controversy by saying something inflammatory or provocative. The words used cause anger and outrage. To speak in a way that offends people. A controversy usually involves people with opposing views. One group agrees or holds the same opinion, whilst the other group disagrees, thus creating controversy. The occurrence of the controversy is described as controversial, a controversial plan, a controversial idea, a controversial film, a controversial speech. Controversial is the adjective form of controversy. The President has announced controversial reforms to the healthcare service. The controversial thing creates controversy. It is controversial because one group objects while another accepts. A person who causes controversy is controversial. He or she is a controversial character. The word controversy comes from the Latin word for turn around, which refers to an opposing view or the actual disagreement. Synonyms of controversy include altercation, disagreement, dispute, opposition, quarrel, wrangle. The overall disagreement over something in society can be described as controversy. The subject in question is controversial. Life is full of surprises. You never really know what is round the corner. Life is unpredictable, and quite often you can find yourself being caught on the hop. I love that expression. To get caught on the hop means to be caught unawares and unprepared. If you are distracted by something you are doing, then it is possible to suddenly be caught on the hop. You are caught off guard and forced into a difficult situation by being unprepared. This phrase is often used in British English. We can also say that a person who is busy doing something is on the hop. They are bustling. They are active. They are actively doing something. They are on the hop. Another great phrase for being unprepared is caught with your pants down. A person who has been put in a difficult position by being unprepared for something has been caught with their pants down. The regional manager's visit caught us all with our pants down. The inquiry caught many politicians with their pants down. To be caught on the hop, to be caught with your pants down. You were not ready for what happened. For most of us, it's just another day in this crazy thing we call life. Have you ever been caught with your pants down? Have you ever been caught out in a situation that you were not prepared for? It is English Addict, and yes, we are now back live again on a Wednesday afternoon here in England. Getting some very interesting advice. Thank you very much, Claudia, for your advice concerning my gums. Apparently, I don't know why, because I'm not a stressed person. I would not call myself a person who gets easily stressed, but apparently I am always biting down with my teeth, and it has caused some damage in my mouth. I didn't know that, but I found out last week from my lovely dentist. Hello to Sandamali. Hello, Sandamali, watching in Sri Lanka. hello to you, and I hope you are having a good day where you are, and I hope you are enjoying today's live stream. Vittoria, your videos are always inspiring. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you to say. I try my best. I try my best. That's all I can do, really, when you think about it. That's all any of us can do. My dear teacher, thank you, Mustafa. Your live chat is very good, but they are very long. Please make them short. I would love to do short live streams, but then the problem is making sure that people can actually catch them when they are live. So that's the main reason why my live streams are normally long. So if I only did 20 minutes or 30 minutes, then a lot of people would miss out. So I like to give everyone a chance. I like to give as many people as possible a chance to actually come on and say hello and share their love of English. So that is the main reason why. Bruisism. Oh, I see. Bruisism. I've heard of this before. So it's a little bit like when you are breaking the skin on the surface of your gums. So I think that's what's been happening to me. But I still don't know why. I still don't know why I keep biting down all the time, hard. Maybe it's living with Mr. Steve. Maybe it's Mr. Steve that's making me bite down on my teeth. Perhaps he's causing me some stress. Onzor. Hello, or should I say Osnor? Hello, Osnor. Nice to see you here today. We are talking about controversy today. Things that might be seen as controversial. Would you like a mystery idiom? Would you like a mystery idiom? Okay, I will throw one in right now. Normally on a Wednesday, I will show you a mystery idiom. All you have to do is tell me what this well-known phrase is. Look closely at this. Today's mystery idiom. It is a well-known phrase in English, and all you have to do is tell me what it is. Look closely. Tell me what you see. Just say what you see. If you think you know the answer, leave it on the live chat. And that's it. We also have some strange English words coming up in a moment. Controversy. I love that word. And it is a word that can be definitely described as a buzzword. There is always a new controversy. There is always a new thing that people are arguing or fighting about. Sometimes people will cause controversy by saying something, and then another group of people will say, you can't say that. No, you can't. You should not be allowed to say that thing. And then people will start discussing that situation. I think 1 hour should be your limit for your live streams. Yes, it's a good idea, 1 hour, I suppose. If you want me just to do 1 hour on Sunday, I will. But it will go by very quickly. That's all I'm just going to say it now. It will go by very quickly if I only do 1 hour. I will get lots of complaints like I did before, because I have done it before. I have actually shortened these live streams to just 1 hour. And then I got lots of complaints because many people missed joining in with the live stream. So it's difficult. It's really difficult to come up with a suitable length or a suitable time, because whatever I do, there will always be someone that I'm missing out. And I don't want to. I don't want to miss anyone out. I want to include as many people as possible. That would be very nice. Hello, Matt. Oh, Matt Lindell. Hello there. Nice to see you here. Yes, 1 hour, but with Mr. Steve from the beginning. Well, that's another problem, you see, because Steve cannot join me normally on Sunday until 2:30. So that's another problem, you see. So then that means I would have to start my live stream at 2:30, which is a very strange time. So most people find it very easy to remember 2 p.m. UK time. It's very easy to remember. 1 hour is okay, Mr. Duncan, but could you do it every day? There are 2 reasons why I can't do it every day. First of all, it takes time. And also, you know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm talking about. There's another problem as well. I could not possibly come on here every day and do it for free. It would be very difficult. I would have to charge my viewers. I would have to go private. I would have to set up some sort of payment scheme if I was doing this every day. Because to be honest with you, I wouldn't be able to do anything else. So that is the choice, really, when it comes down to it. When it comes down to it, that is the choice we have, you see. I could come on every day and do 1 hour, but I would have to make the live stream private, and then I would have to have people subscribe to my channel by paying. And I don't really want to do that, to be honest. So I try to do my best. I try to give what I can for free. But sometimes real life comes along and it says, "Yeah, Mr. Duncan, you've got to pay your bills. You've got your bills to pay." So that's the reason why. That is the reason why. I would love to be here every day, but it's very hard to do it. We are having some guesses come through with the live mystery idiom. Oh, I will show you once again for those who missed it. There it is, today's mystery idiom. I will give you the answer later. Don't worry, I won't forget. I will give you the answer a little bit later on. Some strange English words. The English language is a strange place. It really is. And there are many unusual English words that exist. And I thought I would show some of them to you now. I think we will have 3 today. And then we will get on with our main subject, which is controversy. There is a lot of that going on at the moment. I might even talk about some of the recent controversies that have occurred here in England and across the UK. So here is the first word, the first strange word. It is annul. Annul. To declare something invalid in law. So maybe something that was seen as legitimate or real or existing, you might annul that thing. You will say that that thing is not legal. That thing is not real. It does not really exist, or it doesn't exist anymore in law. So this is a word that is often used when we are talking about law and when people are deciding what is the law and what isn't. To annul something. Also to declare a marriage to have no legal existence. So you might cancel your marriage. So maybe a couple of people get married and then suddenly they decide that maybe the marriage is illegal. So it is annulled. Something is done, something legal is done to make that marriage non-existent. It is not a real marriage and it is no longer legal. So the word annul comes from the Latin for to nothing. To nothing. You make something unreal, or you make it no longer exist. And that's where the word comes from. You annul something, quite often used in law. Here's another word. Brandish. By the way, all of today's words are verbs. To brandish. Brandish. To wave or flourish something, especially a weapon, as a threat, or in anger or excitement. So maybe you brandish a gun. Maybe you brandish a knife. You call that a knife? This is a knife. He brandished a gun in front of the cashier. So if you brandish something, it means you have something in your hand, you are pointing it at people, or maybe you are waving it around. You brandish something. It's a great word, actually. It's very nice to say. Brandish. You brandish a weapon. Here's another one. This is our final strange word for today. Extol. Mr. Duncan, this is a very strange word. We've never heard this before. Extol. And once again, we are using a verb to praise someone or something enthusiastically. He extolled the virtues of healthy eating. So to extol is to praise something highly. Maybe you are saying something nice about a particular thing or a person. You might extol the talent of a person. You extol something. And this word comes from the Latin for upward raise. You extol. So imagine lifting something up. You are lifting something up. You extol something. You are praising it. You are saying nice things about something. And that is where we get the word extol. Some strange English words in the strange world of English. Extol. Yes, it does sound like stole, but extol. Hello to, we have Tui Nguyen. Mr. Duncan, you are getting nearer and nearer to your 1 million subscribers. Maybe you will get your silver button. Well, I think you get a gold button. I think when you get 1 million subscribers, I think you get a gold button. You get the silver when you reach, I think it's 100,000 subscribers. And then when you get to 1 million subscribers, I think you get a gold play button. But to be honest with you, I've never received anything. So I don't even have a silver one. So we will see what happens if I get my gold play button. I must say those 15 years of my life that I've given away to YouTube, it will be so worth it to have that little plastic play button hanging on my wall. I can't wait. Maiori. No, I'm not doing that again. It goes on too long and I do get complaints. Hello, Adele. Nice to see you back as well. We are talking about an interesting subject and something that I think is very suitable for this period of time, because a lot of people are arguing. I think it is human nature, to be honest with you. If you want my personal opinion, I think it is natural. I think it is normal for people to argue or disagree. And sometimes, perhaps, the openness of those arguments or those disagreements can be a good thing. So controversy may actually be something that is good because it encourages people to talk about certain subjects and also to become interested in those subjects as well. So I think there is one, actually. There is a good reason for having controversy, which is today's topic. I will go through these one by one. We have lots of phrases and words to look at. So I suppose we should start with the obvious one. A controversy names the state of a heated argument taking place. So this is interesting. We can use the word heat when we are talking about a conversation or an argument that is taking place, maybe a very passionate argument. So two people are passionate about a certain topic, but maybe their views are not the same. They have different opinions. So controversy names the state of a heated argument taking place. An argument or disagreement over a particular subject or comment is a controversy. So the disagreement that arises, the disagreement that comes along because of two opinions that are not the same. They are opposites. We often use the word polarized. I like that word. When we talk about something that is polarized, we are talking about opposites. So we are talking about opposite things. You are going in an opposite direction. You have polarized views. You have views that are seen as opposite. A hot topic where the opinions of two groups clash is a controversy. Some interesting words there. We have clash. I like that word, clash. It is imitative. So that particular word sounds like its actual action. You clash. I love that word. So two people clash. They disagree. They have different opinions. So a hot topic where the opinions of two groups clash is a controversy. We can also pronounce this word in different ways. So there are two ways of pronouncing this word. We can say controversy or controversy. So controversy is the first one. There it is. Controversy. And the second one there is controversy. Controversy or controversy. So there are different ways of pronouncing that particular word. You might find in formal English controversy is more regularly used. However, you will also find nowadays more people saying controversy. So the emphasis or stress is on the second syllable. Here's another one. A controversy is caused by something which is seen as controversial. So something that is controversial is something that will create division or maybe arguing. So it's interesting to see that there are sometimes many controversial subjects that are always around. They never go away. Have you noticed that? So there are certain things that people constantly or always talk about. They are controversial subjects. And quite often when people talk about these subjects, they will cause controversy or controversy. The controversial thing creates controversy. So the controversial thing, and there are many subjects that we are going to talk about later, that can be described as controversial. The controversial thing is something that causes controversy. There are many subjects that are controversial. They are likely to cause a heated debate. Now, I am sure you can think yourself of something that if two people ever talk about it, they will probably end up arguing. So we might talk about a certain subject. I suppose one that I could mention straight away is religion. So we often see any discussion about religion to be controversial. It can often lead to controversy. Maybe one group of people have one view about religion, and then another group have an opposite view or a different view. So when they start talking about the subject together, you will end up, or you will have, a controversy. Vitas. Vitas makes a very interesting point. There are many a truth born in a dispute. Yes, I think that's a very good point to make. Yes, there are many things that can become true from having a debate. You are right. Here's another thing to mention. Here we go. We have a few things to mention here. These are possible subjects that might create controversy or controversy. Perhaps there is a certain political decision that has been made. Maybe in politics a certain decision has been made. Perhaps you are aware of something that is happening at the moment in the United States, in Texas. So there are some decisions that are being made, some political decisions, perhaps some changes in a certain law or rule, maybe. Then we have human rights. Yes, we often hear people discussing human rights, the rights of people to do certain things in a certain way. Quite often you might talk about freedom is seen in many arguments as a human right. And then we have another one, a very hot topic these days, gender equality. So the equal pay, the equal respect, or the equal rewards between the genders. We have abortion laws, which is what I mentioned just now in Texas. So abortion is a very controversial subject. Some people think it is a right, and some people think that it isn't, that right should be taken away. So again, depending on where you are in the world, you will have a different opinion. So in some countries, you might find that is something that is rarely discussed. So if one person starts to discuss that particular subject, you will instantly have a controversial argument or a controversial subject. Hello, Vittoria. Talking about controversy, what do you think about the media outlets? Because in my opinion, the press sometimes raises a lot of them in both local and even national levels as well. Well, I think when we are talking about the news, newspapers, television channels, news channels, there is one thing that all of these organizations need, and that is you. Without you, they would not sell any newspapers, they would have no viewers. So I think from that point of view, quite often controversy is used as a way of keeping people interested. So if the news, if all the news did was talk about nice things, like fluffy clouds and butterflies and nice things, then maybe people would think it was very boring and not interesting, because people want controversy. They want some controversy because it's more interesting. So you might find a situation where people want to watch other people discussing, arguing, and generally disagreeing. It is something that has appeared everywhere, I suppose, including here on YouTube. So you will find many of the well-known YouTube channels also create a lot of controversy as well. So they often do things. The person who runs the channel might say something or do something, but then they will get lots of publicity, because that's what people want to see. They want to see other people arguing, having disagreements. I suppose you might say that it is human nature. So all these things are doing is taking human nature and using it for their own advantage. So you might say that a newspaper might print an article about a film star that no one else knew. But that story might also be controversial as well. But lots of people will want to read that story. They will want to look at it. They will want to find out what it is all about. So controversy is quite often something that generates interest, viewers, and because of that, money. So I think these days, even the BBC, even our lovely, lovely BBC, sometimes likes to do it. Even they like to get people arguing or fighting over a certain subject. I suppose a good one would be one that relates to this country, and that's Brexit, you see. So in 2016, there was a vote to decide whether or not we would leave the European Union. So the UK voted on whether to leave the European Union or not. And before it happened, there were many debates, many heated arguments, and there was always some new controversy that came along during the run-up to Brexit. And then, of course, the vote happened, and then afterwards people still carried on fighting and arguing, and it took another 5 years before anyone really agreed on anything. So it might be something that could be seen as controversial, I suppose. So even the BBC needs to attract their viewers. They need to get people watching. So why not have some controversy? Why not have two people fighting or arguing over a certain subject? So even the BBC does it. There are big news outlets such as Fox News. I suppose a lot of people say that Fox News quite often generates controversy, and they say things that might upset a certain group of people, but that argument will attract viewers. People want to see other people arguing. Please don't ask me why. Don't ask me why, but that is how it happens. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I do think it is part of human behaviour. It is the way we are. It is just the way we are. And of course we have these days a lot of discussion over gender issues. So I'm not talking about pay. I'm not talking about workers' rights. I'm talking about the differences between the genders. And that is a very hot topic these days. Maybe one of the hottest, to be honest. Then we have the fairness of voting. We see democracy as the perfect solution to everything. although it isn't. Even Winston Churchill did not like democracy. He didn't like it. He wasn't a fan. But he said that is the best system we have. It's not perfect. It's not great. And sometimes it doesn't work very well, but it's the best system we have, and we have to use it. But that's not my opinion. That's just somebody else's from history. So you might see there on that list a lot of things that could be described as controversial. And when discussing any of these subjects below, you will find also there will be a lot of controversy, a lot of discussions, a lot of opinions, 2 groups, or maybe more than 2. So you can have more than 2 groups, maybe 3 or 4 groups are all discussing a certain issue. Hello, Adele. I watched a documentary about what the media is doing for generating Brexit using Facebook. So, yes, that looks like one of the news channels on maybe on the internet, maybe. But yes, it is a subject that is still causing a lot of division in this country. A lot of families have split up. Marriages have come to an end because of people arguing over Brexit. So it is a subject that is quite controversial. And even mentioning it, even me mentioning it now on here, might be seen as controversial. And people will always assume something about another person. Whatever you say, whatever you do, however much you try to be fair and equal, someone will still accuse you of being unfair. Beatrice is going, Mr. Duncan, I need to attend some work in the house and I can't pay attention to your lesson. I will watch it later. Thank you, Beatrice. I will see you later, Beatrice. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. The ability to speak openly about things that might cause controversy is seen as a democratic right. Mr. Duncan, where are you going? A democratic right. Well, we see the right to say what you think or feel as something that is there. It should be written in writing. I suppose a lot of people think of the Constitution in the United States. I think it's the First Amendment. You are allowed to have free speech. Free speech is something that is given as a right, and it's also written in law as well. So I would say, if you wanted me to give you my opinion about that, I would say that there is probably more freedom of expression in the United States than there is here in the UK. You might be surprised about that. You might say, Mr. Duncan, you are wrong. But I think there is a little more freedom of expression in the United States than there is here. Hello, Adi. Oh, Adi is here. I didn't see you. Yes, there are. And also Ariful Hassan. There are some influential YouTubers who use the content to make controversy. Yes, you are right. You are right. I'm trying to find Addy. Where are you, Addy? Oh, there is Addy. Speaking about controversy, yesterday Scotland became the first country to make teaching LGBTQA+ history in schools mandatory. So that is something that has been discussed a lot over the past, well, I would say 40 years. 40 years. So I remember way back in the 1980s when I was growing up here in the UK, there were many controversies about teaching certain subjects in schools, or maybe being seen to be promoting certain subjects. And I would say that the 1980s was quite a rough period of time for many people, including myself. But yes, I suppose sometimes it is not easy to put things right. It is not easy to get everyone agreeing on one particular subject. Sometimes it takes a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And maybe over that period of time, as long as people are talking about those subjects and discussing them, then maybe there will be more understanding. So thank you, Addy. Yes, a very interesting comment there. Thank you very much. We also have Trung Quang. Well, there are lots of amendments in the states that cause controversy. The right to arm yourself. Oh, yes. And also that time when they banned alcohol. You are right, yes. So I suppose the United States is always used as an example because it is seen as a country that has its rights written in a constitution. We have something very similar here. So we have a very similar thing that is the basis of all of the laws of the land of this country, and that's the Magna Carta. But most people often talk about the amendments made in the Constitution of the United States because it makes more sense, and also it was more recent as well. But yes, the right to carry guns, that is an incredibly large subject and one that causes a lot of controversy. You are right. What is the biggest controversy that has happened in Britain, in your opinion? Well, I suppose over recent history, I would have to say Brexit. I would have to say Brexit has been the one thing that has caused the biggest division in this country for many, many years. And as I said earlier, it has led to relationships breaking down. People have actually got divorced because they couldn't agree on Brexit. Freedom of speech is a much lauded right in many countries where each person has a say. So again, this is another phrase that is often used. We often hear people talk about freedom of speech, freedom of expression. And it is something that is often lauded. If you laud something, it means you talk about it in a positive way. You encourage that particular thing. So freedom of speech is something that is often talked about in a very positive way in many countries. And also it is seen as something that allows people to have their own say. So if you have a say in something, it means you are allowed to express your opinion. I think the difference between being rude and having an opinion sometimes can be very different. So, for example, if you insult someone, if you say something bad to a person to make them feel unhappy, then I would say that that is not freedom of speech. That is hate, which is not really the same thing. So expressing hate or hatred or encouraging hatred isn't really a discussion because you are not discussing any particular topic. You are just putting forward one opinion. And we know what happens when that situation occurs. Bad things happen. That's what. Oh, I feel bad asking this, but the whole affair's happening with Prince Harry Is that itself a controversy? And your thoughts on that matter? Well, first of all, I'm not here to give all of my opinions about everything. I'm sure you don't want to hear my opinion anyway. And in some cases, I'm not really supposed to give my opinion. But yes, I think this is something very different. This is something that I would talk about in terms of tittle-tattle. When people talk about celebrities or the royal family, quite often it is tittle-tattle. So I wouldn't say that that's the same thing as Brexit. Brexit is something that has really changed people's lives and in some cases destroyed their lives. But I think whether or not Meghan Markle and Prince Harry live in the United States or here in England, that is just tittle-tattle. So I would not describe that as a controversy, really, to be honest. So that is just something for people to talk about. The newspapers and on TV, they will talk about these things. But to be honest with you, they are not really big controversial subjects. Not like Brexit. The other subject I suppose I could mention quickly that is very controversial is, of course, immigration, which is kind of connected to Brexit, because that was one of the reasons why people voted for Brexit, because they wanted to reduce the number of people coming here to the UK. It is a crazy world. It really is. Yes. It's just talking. Sometimes we just like to talk about things. Maybe people like to talk about the royal family. Maybe people like to talk about the latest James Bond film and whether it's any good or not, or whether it isn't as good as it used to be. There's always something for people to talk about. But I would not talk about those things in the same way. I think talking about the royal family and what they should be doing in their private life is tittle-tattle. Tittle-tattle. Gossip. Hello to... Oh, Lewis, do you think that sooner or later the UK will rejoin the European Union? Oh, dear. Really? Well, I think this will come in some sort of cycle. Things always come in cycles, whatever it is. Some people believe that there is a 10-year cycle with most things. Fashion, for example. So it would be fair to say that every 10 years a new fashion will come along. The fashions will change. There is a cycle that takes place, and it might happen every 10 years or so. So when we talk about something that is controversial or something that might cause debate, I suppose Brexit is one that will go on and on. But of course, what happens is time passes by and people move on to another subject or something else to worry about. And then eventually it is all forgotten about. So I think instead of 10 years, maybe 30, maybe 40 years, we might all decide once again to rejoin the European Union. Maybe things will change over the next 20 or 30 years that causes us to change our mind about it. So yes, it can happen. It can happen. So I think it might happen, but it won't happen. It won't happen soon, but it will happen because it always does. Everything goes around in cycles. Political opinion goes around in cycles. So growing up, I remember we had politics here in the UK. We would have a party from the left and then a party from the right running the country. Sometimes both of them would be a disaster. So we have had some disastrous governments on both sides, on the left and right. They've been disastrous, especially if we're talking about the 1970s. Can I just say to you, living here in this country during the 1970s was not good. It wasn't. We had lots of problems. Various problems. Christina, Mr. Duncan, how do you write the word controversy plural? Controversies. Yes, you might talk about controversies. There is no Y at the end, though. It ends with IES. So controversies. Controversies. There are many controversies. Palmyra says, from the 1st of October, we are not allowed to visit the UK using ID cards only. Or ID cards. You can only use passports. Yes, well, this is once again because of the changes caused by Brexit here in the UK. So that's one of the reasons why that is happening. So the effect of this change is huge. And it's having an effect on so many people. I suppose I want to say that I've been affected somehow, but I haven't. I haven't really been affected directly. Although, over the past few days, if you drive a car, you might find that your life has been affected. But most of all, you will find that people often argue or fight over something they disagree with. And that can be described as a controversy. To speak out about something is to, well, what is it? It is to express an opinion. You might express an opinion about something. You express your feelings. You speak your mind. If you speak your mind, it means you are giving your opinion. Quite often, a person will speak their mind if they feel strongly about a certain subject, maybe something they believe in, or maybe something they feel has been ignored. You speak your mind. You give your own personal opinion. It is a sad situation that in some countries, speaking your mind can cause you to be arrested, locked up, and your freedoms taken away. You can say what is bothering you. So this can be anything. So when we say what is bothering us, what is bothering you at the moment? It can be anything. So it doesn't have to be something big. Maybe you can't find a pair of shoes that fit you because your feet are too big. Maybe that is bothering you at the moment because you need to get some new shoes. So a small thing can bother you. A big thing can bother you. So what is bothering you at the moment? Something you are unhappy about, something you feel, maybe something you can't do, maybe something you want to do and you can't. You say what is bothering you. You get it out in the open. Oh, I like that one. To get something out in the open means you are expressing your feeling. You are letting other people hear your opinion about something. You get it out in the open. Sometimes it is good to get these things out in the open to express your feelings. You express your point of view. So your own opinion is your point of view. What do you think about it? What is your opinion? You express your point of view. I want to hear what you think about it. And finally, oh yes, I like this one. Sometimes controversy or controversy can be caused when one person decides to get it off their chest. Maybe that there is something they've always wanted to say, but they've been too afraid to say it. So they get it off their chest. They say it out loud. I suppose when you think of controversy nowadays, we might often think of, I suppose, Twitter is a good place where there is a lot of controversy, a lot of situations where people say things, they put forward an opinion about something, but then other people disagree with it. So I think Twitter is a very good example of that clash between one group of people and another who have opinions that don't match. Oh, hello to Rungsak. Hello, Rungsak. It's been a long time since I've said hello to you. Thank you very much. What are you up to, Mr. Duncan? Well, I am going in a few moments, so you have joined me just as I'm about to go. Mr. Duncan, have you ever found yourself in a controversial situation here on YouTube? And if so, how did you deal with it? I am very lucky. I have never been involved in any controversy. I shouldn't have said that, really. The worst thing you can say in your life is, I've never had any trouble here on YouTube. Sometimes I say things, but I think most people realise that I'm quite a level person. I'm a fair person. I like being fair. So even though sometimes I might say things that seem a little controversial, I'm not really doing it to be controversial. Sometimes it's just good to talk about certain subjects, especially if you are in my position. So quite often I will have to give both sides of a subject. So why something is good and why something is bad. But I've never really had any trouble from anyone here on YouTube. No one has ever been offended by anything I've said, ever. I don't know why. Hello, Carla. Carla says, goodbye, Mr. Duncan. I have to drive to work now. It is a nice place here. Oh, it is a nice place to hear you. Thank you, Carla. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you very much. Before I go, I will give you the answer to today's mystery idiom. Here it is. Here is the question. And for those wondering what the answer is, I will reveal it right now on the screen. So this is a well-known expression in English we often use when something appears to be an emergency, but in fact it is not. We can describe it as a false alarm. Oh, Mr. Duncan, that was very naughty. You are very naughty. False alarm. The meaning, a fake report of a situation that appears serious or an emergency that has been falsely reported can be described as a false alarm. There is no fire, it was just a false alarm. So maybe if you are outside a bank or maybe a building and you hear the fire alarms or the burglar alarms going off, ringing in the night, it might not be anything serious. There might not be a fire and there might not be anyone trying to break into the bank. It might just be a false alarm. There is no need to panic. It is just a false alarm. You can have a false alarm. Maybe if you think something serious is going on, but then you realise it only appears serious, but it isn't. You can say that it is a false alarm. Thank you very much for your company today. I will be going in a moment, but I will be back with you on Sunday. And yes, next Sunday we will be in October. a very important month. I know it seems like something that might be boring to some people, but to me, I feel slightly excited that next month I will be celebrating 15 years on YouTube. And yes, I know I'm not one of the big ones. I'm not a big one. I'm a small one. I'm a small YouTuber. I'm a YouTube publisher who is small. Thank you, Hankari, who is watching in Assam. Oh, the home of one of my favourite teas. I love Assam tea very much. Thank you very much for your company. I will be back with you on Sunday. Don't forget, Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. I will be with you. We are talking about some interesting subjects, including things connected to panic. For no reason. There is no reason why I'm doing that, honestly. But we are talking about panic and things that might be associated with panicking. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Alessandra. Thank you, Mayori. Thank you, Richard. Thank you also, Claudia. Nice to see you all here today. Thank you, Ricardo. Very nice to see you all here. I will give you a few moments to say goodbye to each other because I know you like to do that. And I will see you again on Sunday. I hope today's live stream has not caused too much controversy. I hope it has not been controversial in any way. And I will see you on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. And of course, until the next time we meet here. Oh, it's nice to see the sun has come back out. It was raining just a few moments ago. Did you see it raining behind me? So we've just had some rain, but the sun has now returned, which is lovely. I will leave you with a beautiful view of Shrewsbury in the distance, so you can enjoy some of the beautiful landscape around here whilst you say goodbye to each other. Thank you very much. See you on Sunday. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thanks for watching. See you soon. And of course, until the next time we meet here, stay calm. Don't panic. And if you want to have a conversation with someone about a controversial subject, keep it pleasant, keep it nice. And of course, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Ta-ta for now.